Hi, I'm Lucy Mills, founder of Your Ideal Fit, a service providing premium in-home and online Pilates-based fitness training. I'm about to take you through a beginner's matwork Pilates class. If you are new to Pilates, I suggest you check out my Introduction to Pilates video before doing this class. It's just a great way to familiarise yourself with the basic principles and the fundamentals of the technique and the placement of certain exercises. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoy. We're starting in a 4-point kneeling position. You want to stabilise those shoulders, so grip hold of the mat with the fingers, feel like you're squashing a grape at the back of the armpit, widen the shoulder blades across the back of the rib cage. We're going to find neutral, so we're not hanging and sinking into that lower back. Zip up that corset, lengthen all the way through to the tip of the head. Inhale to prepare, inhale through the nose. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, flex the body over into your cat stretch. Inhale, lengthen through neutral and slightly extend the spine at the end. So feel like you're lifting the sit bones to the ceiling and lifting the chest to the sky without sinking and collapsing into the lower back and cranking into the back of the neck. Let's go for 4 more. Exhale, cat stretch, ripple through the spine, articulate. Inhale, lengthen, widen the shoulders. Almost feel like you're a tortoise coming out of the shell as you extend. Keep that support through the abdominals. 3 more. Exhale. And inhale. So we're thinking tail to head, articulate. And also tail to head on the way out. Let's have 1 more. Just returning to neutral. Okay, let's come into a seated position. Knees bent, feet flat, hands just resting on the front of the shin. We're just going to focus on our breathing and the 3-dimensional expansion of that rib cage. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, flex the body over. Breathing in through the nose, fill the lungs with air, expand that rib cage. Exhale, roll it back up to neutral. Inhale at the top, exhale, flex over. Pelvis stays in neutral. 3 more. Inhale at the top, exhale, flex over. Expand that rib cage as you inhale. 2 more. Relaxing the shoulders. Last one here. Okay, let's come down onto the mat, lying on our side. Little spinal rotation. Prop yourself up with that bottom arm, or you can use a pillow or a cushion. If you are using a cushion, 2 arms reach forward. Otherwise, just that top arm reaches forward, fingers in front of the chest. Knees bent, feet in line with the tail. Inhale, reach that arm to the ceiling, follow it with your eye line. Exhale, rotate back. Feel that top rib, just draw back from that top hip. Inhale, hold, feel the abdominals wrap around the body. As you exhale, to return. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, pause. And exhale, wrap around to your start position. Last one here, breathing in. And out. Let the head go into the hand at the back. Inhale, hold, and exhale, wrap it around. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, hold, exhale, wrap the abdominals around. Return to your start position. 2 more. Keeping that top leg stacked over that bottom leg. Inhale, hold, and exhale, wrap it around. Let's go for last one. Opening up through the chest. And all the way up and over. Okay, coming to lie on the back. Let's find our neutral position. Heels of the hands on the hip bone. Fingers down to the pubic bone. Join the thumbs together. Little rock. Forward and back. So we're tucking the pelvis. We're tipping the pelvis. Now find the middle. Neutral. Think glass of water resting, not spilling. Natural arch underneath the lower back. Arms just resting on the floor. Inhale. Allow the right knee to open. Let the foot roll onto the side. Exhale, hug that corset around, gently engage through that pelvic floor as you draw the leg back to its start position. Left knee, inhale, open. Exhale, return. So we're not letting that leg movement affect our neutral pelvis placement. Think about that glass of water. You're not going to spill a drop. Other leg stays still. So although we should have already been focusing on that corset hugging, pelvic floor drawing up, just switch that focus to it now to help stabilize. Lovely. Let's imprint and release. Thumbs to the bottom rib, first finger to the hip. Exhale. Lengthen through that lower back by contracting through the abdominals. Inhale, release. Glutes are relaxed. We're not squeezing, we're not tucking, we're not jamming. It's a gentle shortening of the obliques and the muscles running down the front of the body, that six-pack muscle. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale. All right, let's use this imprint to come into some hip rolls. We imprint, we squeeze the glutes, we peel the body up one vertebra at a time to a long diagonal line, that bridge. Inhale, hold, focus on the length. Exhale, soften the breastbone down, roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, hold and reach. Exhale, roll it down. Really focus on that articulation, like your mat is sticky. Peel up and off, reach those knees away. Imagine I've got string and I'm pulling them out of your kneecaps and roll it all the way back down. Let's have two more. Last one. All right, let's just think about the shoulders. A little elevation and depression. Sliding the shoulders up to the ears, sliding them down away from the ears without them protracting and pulling off at the sides. Just a little glide up and down. And then find the middle. Neither too elevated nor too depressed. Keeping them there, reach those arms to the ceiling, palm facing palm. Little protraction, retraction. Inhale, protract. Exhale, retract. The back of the shoulder blades glide wider, and the back of the shoulder blades glide narrower, almost like your shoulder blades are doors of a lift, opening and never quite closing. Distance between the fingertips stays the same. Okay, find the middle. The most open, widest position you can find. Focusing on our rib cage placement, arm circles. Exhale and inhale. Never taking those arms so far back that we pop the rib cage and lift the chest. Engage those abdominals, knit the fibers of the rib cage in. Two more. And last one. Let's reverse direction. Exhale. Inhale. So we want to take that exhale when the arms are at their furthest point back. Pelvis is still in neutral. Two more. And last one. And let's finish our warm up with a little head nod. Inhale, look toward the end of the nose and return. So it's like you're saying yes without lifting the back of the head. And we're just getting ready to come into our exercises, setting the head in the most tension-free position and the neck, ready for our ab prep. Here we go. Inhale, nod the head. Exhale, flex the body up, peel up, float the arms up and feel like they're rolling over two tennis balls. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lie it back down. Our feet are on the floor, so our pelvis is staying in neutral. Inhale, nod the head, float the arms up, flex up. Inhale, hold, and lie it back down. Let's have three more. Inhale. After that head nod, by the time you've lifted, the eye line should be forward with the space of a small fist between the chin and the chest. Last one here. Okay, let's come into our breaststroke. Okay, hands lining down the side of the mat. Hands roughly near the shoulders, elbows at the side of the ribs. Make sure the whole forearm is down. Legs ideally together. If you have any lower back issues, legs apart is fine. We're going to think upper body extension. Inhale, open the shoulders, lengthen all the way through to the crown of the head. Exhale, Lift head, chest. Now tuck that tail. Don't let the lower back sink. Lengthen into the back of the neck. We don't want to crank into the back of the neck here. Wide shoulders. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lie it back down. Inhale to open, lengthen. Exhale to extend, upper body only. Slight pressure through that forearm. Make sure that lowest rib stays down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lie it down. Last two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Now arms down the side of the legs. Palms facing up, shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Retract the shoulders, palms face in, lengthen and extend. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lie down, relax the shoulders, palms face up to the ceiling. Inhale, open, lengthen, exhale, lift. Now you're not lifting as high here, you don't have the support from the arms. And back down. Last two, retract, lengthen. Almost like you're a dart, shooting through the air. Last one here. Final version, hands underneath the forehead. Now we're going to lift the arms as well as the head and the chest. Inhale, open the shoulders, feel the elbows peel off the floor, then head, chest. Inhale, pause, exhale, lie it back down. Open, lengthen, lift. Again, you won't lift as high here, you've now got the weight of the arms to think about. You want to think even curve from the base of the shoulders to the crown of the head. Just in the same way in our ab prep, the neck was continuing the line of the spine. We do the same in extension. And let's come into our shell stretch. Okay, let's come into our hundreds. Imprint. One leg to tabletop, second leg to tabletop. We're going to nod the head. We're going to exhale, flex up, floating the arms off the floor. We start to pulse the arms. Breathe in for 5 pulses and breathe out for 5 pulses. You want to feel this at the back of the shoulder. Don't start to bend and pump the arms from the elbow. Breathe in for 5, breathe out for 5. Hugging that corset in as you do so. Now this is option 1, keep the legs in tabletop the entire time. Option 2, as you exhale, double leg stretch. As you inhale, bend them back in. Breathe in. Only taking those legs as low as imprint can be maintained. Now, when you feel confident and strong enough, you can keep those legs on the low diagonal for the whole exercise. Final set, breathe in. Inhale, bend the knees. Can you lift 1 inch higher before you lie down and just have a little hug of the knees into the chest? Okay, a little rock forward and back up to a seated position. Let's go for our spine twist. So ideally, we're going to sit with the legs a good shoulder width apart, flexed foot. Now for some of you, you may not be able to sit upright on those sit bones here. So what we can do as an alternative is just cross the legs. So you choose the option that works best for you. You can even do this with a cushion underneath. And we're going to reach the arms out to the side, spinal rotation. Inhale to prepare, exhale, rotate. For 3, release a little. 2, release a little. 1, inhale, face front. Rotate. 3, inhale, release. 2, inhale, release. 1. Final thing to note, keep the eyes and the chest and the nose all in line with each other. Last one. Okay, let's come into our half roll back. Seated position, arms reaching forward, the height of the shoulders. They're going to stay the height of the shoulders for the entire exercise. Almost imagine there's a shelf here and all your arms can do is slide forward and back on that shelf. So we flex the spine over as we did in our breathing exercise in the beginning, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale to prepare, exhale. Open the hip bones away from the thighs and rock back to your C curve. Inhale, return to your start position, noticing there's space between my tummy and my thighs. I haven't collapsed my body completely over. The aim of this exercise is find that flexion, that contraction through the abdominals, and maintain it as the pelvis moves over the thighs. So let's go for another 4 repetitions. And rolling all the way up. Okay, let's come back down to the mat. Ready for our roll up, legs together. We're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling and take them as far back as the rib cage can stay contained in the body. We breathe in, arms go to the ceiling. As we exhale, nod the head, flex up and over the legs. Now here, once again, we've got that imaginary football between the tummy and the thighs. We're not collapsed over the legs. Keep that space, shoulders down, arms parallel to the legs. Now draw the hip bone away from the thigh, post that tailbone underneath, roll yourself all the way back. Once the head is down, the arms reach halfway back. Inhale, exhale, instantly looking at the knees, shoulders down. Inhale, start to roll it back. Exhale, reach the arms back. Now there gets a point halfway up, a little sticky point. If you really struggle to lift past that, just try the next modification. Inhale. Just holding at the back of the knees just to help you up through that difficult bit. Let's go for another 2. Last one here. Okay, coming into our 1 leg circle. Just hug 1 leg into the chest just to open up through that hip a little bit, relaxing the shoulders. Now, ideally, we're going to perform this exercise with both legs straight. But it's very important that you maintain neutral. So keeping the legs straight and having neutral may not be possible for some of you. So if you need to bend 1 leg or both legs, perfectly fine. I'm going to show you the few options. We're aiming for legs straight. We inhale, take the leg across the body. Exhale, circle it forward, round, out and up. We're going to do 5 in one direction and 5 in the other direction. Now, as I said, you may want to bend 1 leg. Make sure if the top leg is bending that you're still circling from the hip. You may also want to bend the supporting leg. We're still circling from the hip. Then you reverse, you carry it out, forward, across, focusing on balancing that imaginary glass of water between your hip bones. I'm giving you the few options here that you can do. 3 more. Inhale to start the circle, exhale to finish it off. Last 2, the leg is staying parallel, meaning that knee either faces back or up to the ceiling. And last 1. Okay, other side. Just hug that knee into the chest. Now you're going to notice differences on both sides of the body. So one side is going to feel harder than the other. That's perfectly normal. Okay, when you're ready, we lengthen. Inhale across, exhale around and up. Different options. And place that foot down and bend the other leg in. Okay, abdominal series. We imprint 1 leg tabletop, 2nd leg tabletop. We're going to flex the body up. Ready for our single leg stretch. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. We are only taking that long leg as low as imprint can be maintained. This arm is reaching to the ankle, the other hand on the front of the thigh. 3 sets, 2, and 1. Let's add an oblique twist. Exhale, inhale, inhale, thinking armpit to thigh, not elbow. 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. Last 2, get ready for scissors. Reach to the top leg pulse, switch, reach to the top leg pulse. You're focusing on how long you can make that bottom leg, not how low. Relaxing the head and neck, looking forward, space of an apple between the chin and the chest. 3, 2, 1 more each side. Join the legs together, bend them, lie yourself back down. 1 foot returns, 2nd foot returns, pelvis returns to neutral. Okay, we're going to go for our shoulder bridge. Pelvis and spine stay in neutral. Exhale to lift, focus on that length. Don't lift higher than your neutral, otherwise we overarch that lower back. Inhale, straight back down. It's almost like you're folding yourself in half instantly. So your lower back, there's still that natural arch. Now, before we do the next one, because I want you to hold it, just check that those feet are no wider than your hips. We're going to hold, peel the right foot off an inch, inhale down. Almost imagine you've got gum underneath your foot, so there's that resistance. We're peeling off, then toe ball heel on the way down, keeping the feet hip distance, pelvis level, and fold yourself in half, lying straight back down. Okay, final exercise lying on our back, roll over prep. Imprint, 1 leg tabletop, 2nd leg tabletop. Open your knees like a diamond and cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Exhale, go through the imprint, engage the lower abdominals and pick up the tail. Inhale, lower. Now what we want to avoid is swinging the legs too much. Almost imagine they're only able to go straight up to the ceiling. And we switch. Wide shoulders. Last 2. And last 1. Well done. Reach those legs along the mat. Let's do 1 roll up to a seated position. Okay, let's come and lie down on the front of the body. Okay, let's come into our heel squeeze prone. So you're going to bend those legs, open the knees roughly to the width of the shoulder, flex the feet, heels are together, toes are apart. We're thinking about wrapping the glutes around the legs, just resting the hands underneath the forehead. As you exhale, squeeze those heels together. Inhale, release. Now you're thinking on that squeeze, not only of wrapping the glutes around the legs, but you're thinking of almost cracking a walnut in its shell between those heels. Keep the soles of the feet facing up to the ceiling. Exhale, inhale. Now if your knees and your thighs slightly lift, that's okay, but not so much that your lower back sinks. Tuck that tail. Almost feel the pubic bone press down into the floor. Don't let the lower back sink. Relaxing the shoulders, 4 more. Okay, lengthening the legs away, legs together for now. 1 leg kick. Again, tuck that tail, don't let that lower back sink. We pull the leg in once with a pointed foot, once with a flexed foot, and return it back down. Pull, pull, and down. Relaxing the shoulders. Working into that hamstring, tucking that tail. 4, 3, 2, last one. Well done. Okay, earlier we did our breaststroke prep. Now let's come into our full breaststroke. So as before, legs ideally together. If you have any lower back issues, legs slightly apart. Okay, our arms start in that original first breaststroke prep exercise, lining down the side of the mat. We exhale, reach the arms forward, hovering the arms, the head and the chest. We inhale, circle the arms round to the side as you extend the upper mid back, being mindful that we don't crank into the back of the neck, long neck, wide shoulders. And then we bend the arms in at the side, exhale, reach them forward to that low hover. Inhale, circle round, extend. Exhale, bend, reach and hover. Tucking that tail. 4. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. And we return to our start position, hands down, forehead down. Okay, let's shell stretch. Okay. Let's come into our saw. So very similar position to our spine twist. So we're sitting upright, ideally legs out extended in front of you, about shoulder width apart. And we just want to think, if you can't sit upright, little cushion underneath or even cross the legs. We're reaching those arms out. We begin with that rotation we did earlier. Inhale to rotate. Now we're going to roll down, nod the chin to the chest, flex over. Reaching the opposite hand to the little toe, rotating into that back arm, palm flips away. Restack up and face front. Inhale to rotate, exhale to roll down, reach that little toe, flip the back palm in the opposite direction. Inhale, restack, exhale, face front. Being mindful that we don't shift into the lower body, keep the feet level with each other. 2 more sets. Inhale. So we're combining flexion and rotation. Last one. Another exercise that combines flexion and rotation, obliques roll back. So seated, knees bent, legs hip distance, reach those arms forward. Now, similar to our half roll back, we roll back to our C curve, post that tailbone underneath. Once you hit that flexion, rotate, sweep the arm down and back, look towards it. And inhale, sit back up, sweep the arm forward. Other side, exhale, roll back and twist. Trying to keep the knees level with each other. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, let's come into our side lying work. Bottom arm is straight. The top hand is just resting on the floor in front of the rib cage. Now, first thing, we get into a neutral position. In neutral, not only are we thinking about not over tucking or over tipping the pelvis, but when we're lying on our side, we're thinking top hip over bottom hip. So I should be able to slide my fingers underneath that lower waist. Now, a nice imagery to think is reach that top leg longer than your bottom leg. It just helps stack that hip over the bottom hip. Okay, side kick. Set the legs about 45 degrees in front of you. Find neutral once more. And we float that leg up only to hip height. We flex the foot as we inhale, send the leg forward with a pulse. We exhale, point the leg, send it back. Now try and send it back at least in line with you. It may be able to go slightly behind you if you're able to keep neutral. 7 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pelvis staying neutral. Legs staying hip height. For 4 and 3 and 2 and last 1. bring the legs together back to that side lying position. Reach that top leg longer. Inhale, point the foot and lift it. Exhale, flex the foot, reach it even longer, lower it down. Point to lift, flex to lower. We are keeping hip stacked on top of bottom hip, very small space underneath that waist. For 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. Last 2, you should start to feel that top leg by now. Next one, you're going to hold it up, toe pointed, foot pointed, circles. 8, very small. 7, and 6, about the size of a tennis ball. Breathing in and out wherever feels comfortable. For 2, reverse direction. We go 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Keep that leg there. Lift the bottom leg and the both legs go down. Top leg lifts on its own, bottom leg lifts on its own, and they both go down together. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax those shoulders. For 4, 2. Last one. All right, gluing the legs together. They both lift on the exhale. Now feel like you're reaching that top leg so long that it's almost impossible to get the legs off the floor. That way we're really aiming to keep neutral. You should not only feel that top glute, but that bottom inner thigh and the core. Last 3. Last 2. And last one. Okay, we're going to add a side bend, our lateral flexion. Continue with the legs. Top arm rests on the top leg. Breathe out, side bend and double leg lift. Now, I want you to feel like you're pressing down into that bottom arm and dragging it in underneath you. For 3. And 2. Trying not to look at your feet. Last one. Good. Let's come to the other side. Okay, bottom arm straight, top hand on the floor in front of you. Set the legs, set the pelvis. Reach that top leg a little bit longer. Once you're in neutral, legs slightly in front of you, about 45 degrees. Once again, reach that hip away, find that little space. You almost want to think about having a mouse hole underneath. Lifting that top leg, hip height, flex the foot. Inhale, forward, pulse, point the foot. Exhale, send it back. Breathe in and breathe out, hip height. Breathe in with a pulse and breathe out. Don't take that leg too far forward that the pelvis tucks under. Don't take the leg too far back that the pelvis tips forward. For 3. No collapsing into that bottom waist. 2. And last one. Perfect. Join the legs together. Long straight line. Reach that top leg longer. Breathe in, point to lift. Breathe out, flex, reach and lower. Point to lift. Reach and lower. Feel like you're reaching it so long that it's impossible to lift it higher than your hip. 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. Last 2. Get ready to hold it up. Tennis ball size circles. Breathing in and out wherever feels comfortable for you. Small enough that that pelvis and the body stay as close to neutral as possible. Let's reverse direction for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Keep that leg there. Lift the bottom leg, both legs go down. Top leg, bottom leg, both go down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. For 5, squeezing that bottom inner thigh. 4, keep reaching that top leg. 3, think about inner thighs touching, not toes. We don't want to sickle into that bottom foot. Last 2, and last one. Well done. Okay, sellotape the legs together. Reach that top leg longer, both legs. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. They won't lift high if you want to keep that pelvis in neutral. For 4 and 3. Last 2. Last one. Well done. Okay, side bending. Really push down into that bottom arm. Exhale to side bend. Inhale to lower. We're also lifting those 2 legs. Don't look at the feet, just the side bend. Isolating that lateral flexion. Last 2. Last one. Well done. Don't worry if you wobbled around a little bit on that one. It takes quite a bit of concentration. Okay. Spine stretch forward. So we're sitting upright. That same position we had earlier in our spine twist and our saw. Hands resting on the thighs. Remember your modification, cushion or block underneath, or even legs crossed. It's really important you're neutral. Don't think you're gonna go for that full position, but you're sitting back off the sit bones. Neutral is important as our start position. We nod the chin to the chest, flex the upper body. Inhale, hold. Our pelvis is staying in neutral. Shoulders are relaxed. Rolling it back up. Exhale to flex, spine stretch forward. Rolling it back up. 3 more. Last 2. And last one. Okay, let's come down to the mat for our teaser prep. Knees bent, feet flat, legs hip distance apart. Reach those arms as far back as you can keep the rib cage contained in the body. We inhale, draw the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, reach the arms to the knees, nod your head, flex up. And we lift up to what we call our J curve. So I haven't come all the way up to my sit bones. I'm slightly back off my sit bones. My lower abdominals are engaged. I'm curved and scooped at the bottom, but I'm lengthened and long at the top, hence J curve. Once you hit your J curve, inhale, keep it and take your arms by the ears. Now keep your arms by your ears as you draw the lower abdominals back and we roll it all the way down. We're instantly back in our start position. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Breathe in. Last 2. Lengthen at the top. Last one. Okay. Let's come into our single leg extension. Okay, lying on our front. This time, legs are apart, they're hip distance apart, and then laterally rotated, meaning they're turned out. So, you want to think about wrapping those glutes around the thighs so your knees shine off to the sides of the mat, not straight down to the mat. Hands underneath the forehead. Single leg hip extension. Reach that right leg so long that it floats an inch up off the floor, reaching through to the tip of the toes, and lower it all the way back down. Exhale, lengthen, reach left leg. You want to think about lifting the thigh and keeping the back of the knee long, as opposed to lifting the foot, which can then result in just a bend of the leg. So you think lengthen, wrap, reach. Lift comes right at the end. Relax the shoulders, tuck that tail, feel the pubic bone, just gently press into the mat. Very small movement. 4, 3, last 2, and last one. Okay, let's come into our swan dive. So earlier in our breaststroke, we did upper body extension. Now we're going to look at full spinal extension. Hands rest, as they did at the very beginning of breaststroke. lining down the sides of the mat, our legs staying hip distance apart and turned out. So almost imagine you've got a marble underneath your nose. You roll that marble away, you slightly press down into the hands, you lift the head, you lift the chest, you lift the tummy. Now don't feel like you have to stretch your arms. What we're aiming for is tuck that tail, lift the tummy, widen the shoulders. We want an even curve from the tail to the head. It's not about how high you come. Now, as you lengthen down, feel like I'm pulling you forward by the tips of your ears. You're lengthening the spine a centimetre longer. Inhale, roll that marble away. Exhale, lift. Inhale, pause, tuck that tail, lengthen, reach, and lie it back down. So that was 4 breaths. We can do it on 2 breaths. Inhale to extend, and pause. Exhale to lie it back down. You should feel the glutes. You should be wrapping those glutes, tucking that tail. 2 more. Last one. Okay, let's take a shell stretch. Join those legs together. Okay, swimming prep. 4-point kneeling position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now grip onto the mat with the fingers to avoid taking too much tension into the wrist. Specifically thinking about pressing into your little finger and squashing that grape at the back of the armpit. Now zip up that corset, don't sink into the lower back. As we exhale, slide your right arm and your left foot away from each other. Now only once the arm and the leg are straight, we lift. Fingernails, toenails, tap, then drag it back in. Exhale, left arm, right leg, slide and lift. Now you almost want to imagine you've got multiple glasses of water resting at different points of your back and none of them are going to spill. So although we're thinking about lifting the arm and the leg, it's never about how high they're coming off the floor. If they went too high, the first thing that's going to happen is that lower back is going to sink or the body's going to start to lean or twist or tip. You're focusing on the length. You're also thinking about keeping the waist length even on both sides. We don't want to reach so long that we start to come out of balance with the body. 3 more. Keep squashing that grape at the back of the armpit, especially that supporting arm. And last one. Good. Okay, we're going to stay here and continue that theme of shoulder stabilization. Hands stay under the shoulders and knees now join together, but they're still under the hips. Squash that grape at the back of the armpit, zip up that corset, tuck your toes under. Leg pull front prep, number 1. Pressing into the hands and the feet. Exhale, lift your knees 1 inch. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. So you'll feel this. It's more about the shoulders than anything else. It's setting them ready for any plank work. Squash that grape. 2 more. Last one. Okay, if that's enough for you right now, keep going for me. The second preparation exercise, slightly more challenging. Take those hands to the front of your mat and draw the shoulders forward so once again they're over the hands. Now you'll notice my hips are now in front of my knees. As we lift the knees, we fully stretch the legs. Reach those heels to the back of the room. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, hold. Trying not to let the pelvis bob up and down. Think about getting longer, not higher. Last one. Okay, a couple of wrist rolls, shoulder rolls if you need it. All right, we're going to come into our side bend prep. So, onto the side. You almost want to think mermaid position, so your legs are stacked one on top of the other. My feet, my heels are in line with my seat, and that is also then in line with the hand that's on the floor. that top knee is going to open up and your foot is just going to rest at the front of that bottom foot. And you're going to reach that top arm away, resting on the knee. Now, before we begin, try not to sink and collapse back into this movement. Open up through the hips, open out through that shoulder. Press down into the hand, the bottom knee and the feet. Paint a big rainbow and side bend. Dropping the head slightly, lifting the rib cage. Now find the support and the control from that bottom arm and shoulder as you come back down. 4 more. Exhale to side bend. Inhale to return with control. For 3. And 2. Last one. Okay, let's take it to the other side. So, swing those legs around. Knees stacked. Open up that top foot, that knee, foot in front. Wide shoulders, draw that hip forward, resting that arm. Exhale, big side bend up and over, drop the head, lift the rib cage. Inhale, control it back down. For 4. And 3. Last 2. Last one. Okay, final exercise. Let's come into our push-ups. We're going to do the preparation exercise today, and we're going to come into a very similar position to our leg pull front prep. The second version, where my hips are in front of my knees, my shoulders are over my hands. You can slightly angle the fingers in here, not much. We're going to take a push-up, but the elbows are going to go back at 45 degrees. 3 counts to go down, 1 count to come up. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. 3 more. Last one. Shoulders wide and stabilize. Let shell stretch. Okay, let's finish with our roll down. Feet hip distance, wide shoulders, long spine. We're going to finish with a roll down and a balance ending. In through the nose. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, roll it down like you're peeling off a wall. Heavy arms, heavy head. When you feel the tummy crease at the belly button, start to bend the knees and just hang here like a rag doll. Shake out the arms, shake out the head, yes and no. Release all the tension. Big breath in, fill the lungs with air. As you exhale, draw the tail between the legs. Lift through the center. 1 vertebra at a time, you restack up against that imaginary wall. Let's have our balance ending. We bend the legs. Knees over second toe, stretch. Peel the heels up off the floor, gently and slowly, keeping the alignment nice and straight. And then we float. 1 arm up, slightly in front, shoulder down. Second arm up, slightly in front, shoulder down. First arm goes down, second arm goes down. Now as you reach the heels to the floor, feel like you're growing a centimeter taller, feel like it's impossible to get your heels back down, and you are done. That completes our Beginners Matwork Pilates class. Now I would recommend, if you're new to Pilates, sticking with this class for a good few weeks and try to complete it a good 5 to 10 times before you move on to other level classes. Like and subscribe below. Thanks again for joining me. I hope to see you again soon.